Hey everybody, welcome again. This is Joe McCall and Peter Vekselman. We are the Brilliant at the Basics guys. This is a real estate investing mastery podcast. We're all about keeping it simple, keeping it real, and being brilliant at the basics. And we've created this podcast series called Being Brilliant at the Basics, where we actually pull back the curtain and show you kind of what's going on in our business, what's working well for us. Peter's a beast out in the Atlanta area, is doing 30 plus deals a month. It's about an average of one deal a day in multiple markets. And I'm doing about 5 to 10 deals a month, but I've created a lot of systems to simplify the business, to automate it, so I don't have to be involved in it. And we've been talking in the last few episodes about marketing, about direct mail. And on this episode, we're going to talk about one of our favorite strategies. And Peter, you've been doing this a lot longer and more successfully than I have, talking about bird dogs and training an army of people to start bringing you leads. And by the time you're listening to this, I probably would have released already a podcast that I did with a friend and a former acquisitions manager of mine named Rick. And basically that's what we did. We didn't have to do any marketing. We were getting enough other people to bring us leads that it kept us pretty busy. And I love this strategy. Peter, I'll just tell you this. Sean Terry, who's a mutual friend of ours, I was at a mastermind with him in Phoenix just a few days ago. And he, about a month or two ago, started in Phoenix a meetup group, meetup.com. Started a meetup group to get people to come into his office and train them on how to do deals. And he just did his second meeting a few days ago. But his first meeting, I don't know how many people he had there, but he did 8 deals over the next 3 to 4 weeks from just that one meetup of people that were bringing him deals, and he would either buy them and or wholesale them. 8 deals from one meetup. Now, yeah, I mean, people listening to this may not have the big office that Sean Terry does or the recognition that Sean does, but I've done this before. Peter, you've been doing this for a long time. Talk about what are bird dogs and, how do you get people to bring you deals?
Well, again, the overriding theme we've always had is you got to know how to market, you got to know how to market, you got to know how to market. And the great thing about bird dogs, and when I got started in this business, I pretty much built this business off bird dogs, because what a bird dog allows you to do is it allows you to take the marketing side, which has to be done unequivocally critical, and allows you to put it in somebody else's hands. Okay. So bird dogs are individuals, a lot of times a little bit newer, who are in this industry, and that's what they do. Their specialty, what they're taught to do, or their kind of entry-level position into this industry is just to go out there and hit the streets and find deals. And they're really utilizing these exact same techniques that if they don't do them, you got to do them. Okay, so a typical bird dog can put a bunch of bandit signs out there and generate calls. A bird dog, I've known we have bird dogs who do their own direct mail. Bird dogs could literally go out there and they could hit the streets and start making contacts by knocking on doors. A bird dog, someone go out there to the RIA meetings, local RIA clubs or meetup groups, and make contacts. And so that bird dog's position starts and stops at the acquisition end. Because whether you're new or sometimes you're even more advanced, there's a number of people in this business who, for whatever reason, cannot or do not want to close in a deal. Cannot, maybe because financial side, do not because maybe they don't have a comfort level to do it. They got all the marketing side. They got the marketing side down. They got the know-how how to do that. They just don't want to close on a deal. And that's where investors like us come in, who do have the ability to close on it, who do have back ends built in if we want to flip the deal, who do have the financial side set up that if a closing does need to take place. Great thing about bird dogs, because it's such a popular position in this industry, is that they're literally all over the place. We not only built this business off the bird dogs, but continue to utilize bird dogs. And I could tell you can get an unlimited amount of bird dogs from no other place than Craigslist. You can run a very basic, unsophisticated ad, and it's a very straightforward ad. Hey, I'm a local investor. I have the ability and the willingness to close on deals. I need deals. So I'm, want to bring a couple of bird dogs on to work with me. Again, the good thing about bird dogs, they're looking for people like us. I mean, they need people like us, so they don't hide from us. If you have the ability to close in a deal, or if you have the ability to do something with a deal, like a Sean or you or myself, bird dogs are very easy to find. And the way we work our process is we basically run some very basic ads on Craigslist, letting bird dogs know that we're looking for them. We then drive them to a very basic, simple landing page that just talks a little bit about us, our ability to close, that we're looking for more deals. They opt in. We have somebody from office call them. You want to build a relationship with a bird dog, because I don't care how much money you have or how much credentials you have, you're not the only show in any town in the United States. So the key is, first you want to bring them in and identify them. And again, Craigslist is good enough. Then you want to build some kind of a relationship with them. And what you're doing in that relationship is you're just solidifying, you're making the bird dog feel comfortable that you are who it is that they're looking for. You are going to fund the deal. You do have the ability to close on a deal. You will pay them a commission if they bring you deals. So you're building the relationship with them. And again, because you're not the only game in town, you want to maintain that relationship. The way we do it, again, because we drive them through a website, we just basically have a contact management system in the back end that sends them ongoing emails. So every day they're hearing something from us, and so when they're waking up in the morning, they're opening up another email. So that reminds them, okay, Peter's got Peter. If you're not in a position that you're technology savvy enough to set a system up like that, call them up. When you get a bird dog, you make the initial contact, and if that conversation goes well, and you feel like you're working with someone who's experienced, somebody that has access to deals, somebody that is going to get you deals, don't let that be the last contact you make with them. Call them the next day, call them the next day, call them the next day. And then all of a sudden, a week or two down the road, when they get their next deal, because they've talked to you, 5-6 times between now and then, all of a sudden they're calling you. And so that's the second step. You want to maintain a relationship, and you want to build a relationship. And then the third step, which is what our responsibility is, make sure you could do what you tell these bird dogs you're going to do. You know what I mean? Don't tell a bird dog you have $1 million if you're broke. Don't tell a bird dog you can close in 3 weeks if realistically you're using financing and you already know your financing is going to take you 6 weeks. Do what you say you're going to do. Because in the end, the great thing about bird dogs is they have the ability to bring you ongoing business. Most bird dogs is not a one and done. It's all, you don't become a bird dog, find a grand slam deal, and then retire from being a bird dog. Bird dogs are usually, especially the better ones, they have ongoing supply deals because they're constantly out there. So if you tell them you got money, make sure you got money. If you tell them you're actually going to close, make sure you're going to close. Sometimes people tell these bird dogs things they think they want to hear. Don't do that. Tell them what the reality is. And if the reality is you only have $50,000, tell them that. Look, I'm looking for the right deal. Okay? And when that right deal comes along, I'll buy it. I can't buy 50 of your deals, but I could buy the next 1 or 2 of your deals. If the way your money works, that it takes you 4 weeks to fund, don't tell this bird dog you can close in 3 days, because you can't. So do what you say, that last piece, because remember, you've now worked through this whole thing. You found them, you built a relationship, you've cultivated a relationship, you got a deal. The last thing you want to do is kill that relationship after all that work. And the only way that I've found that you're going to kill these relationships with these bird dogs is just simply over-promising and under-delivering. Because again, the good news is you do not have to be someone you're not, because you're not the only game in town for them. So a bird dog who's got a legitimate profile on you will get you the right kind of deals. Don't think that, wow, if I don't tell this bird dog I could take 100 deals down, he's never going to bring it to me, any other deal. Totally not true, because you're not the only guy in town. There are guys out there that could take 5, 10, 20 deals down. Okay? So as long as, so your acquisitions, you're finding them, you're building relationships, you're doing what you say you're going to do. The great thing about them, there's no shortage of bird dogs. I don't care if you live in a tiny little town or in a huge metropolitan area like we do here. There's every city in town has them. And then the only other thing I'll mention about bird dogs is there's 2 types. There's the brand new that you got to educate, and there's one that's already knows what he's doing. And I've been on both sides of the equation. We actually used to have a huge program that we would educate our bird dogs. Right now I'm on the opposite side. We're only working with experience. So decide that ahead of time. That are you going to invest your time and probably some money and effort in educating them, or do you only want to work with the experienced ones? And that you can just run right in your ad. Let them know that, hey, you'll offer some preliminary training, which if you're just getting started, you might have to. I mean, that could be the price you pay for getting someone interested in bird dogging for you. When you get to certain levels like us, we kind of want to work with people that are already experienced and know what they're doing. So that's how you do bird dogs.
Bird dog is the best way to leverage your marketing, because you can start getting an army of people to submit leads. And that's one of the things we do for our partners and apprentices that work with us, is we set up their entire bird dog system. We give them a website that they can start advertising, get people onto the website with a video. They can put in their information. It puts that bird dog into Podio. It puts them into an email autoresponder series where that bird dog starts getting an email every couple days for about 3 months from you. And it gives them a place where they can actually submit property leads online into your own Podio account. And from in there, you can communicate and email back and forth with that bird dog to show them the status of the lead, communicate with them. But I think what you said is really important too, that when these bird dogs sign up, or if you do your marketing, if you do your meetup groups and you start spreading the word and get people in, you've got to communicate with them. You need to get on the phone and let them know, hey, thanks you so much. I'm a real person. This is what I do. This is how we do it. And when they submit deals, give them feedback. This is not what I'm wanting. I don't want any deals that are on the MLS, but this is what I am want. So you train them, and you spend some time. I can tell you with my experience, how we built our list of bird dogs is we just started collecting emails of everybody in the industry that we came across. Realtors, property managers, other wholesalers, investors, people at the RIA groups, anybody and everybody that we could get a name and phone number and email, we started adding them to our list. And once a week, we'd send out an email. We knew our buyers wanted these properties and these zip codes. Every week, we sent out emails. Hey, we're looking for properties in 63119 that are 3+ bedrooms that don't need any more than $5,000 in work or $10,000 in work, whatever. And we start sending that out. And what was amazing to me is I was finding a lot of professional bird dogs, people that, a lot of them were realtors, people that are out there finding deals that were happy just to make $1,000, $2,000. That was it, while we were making 8 to 10 on those deals. So the bird dogs are out there, and they're great. You train them on how to do the market. Oh, one other thing that we do for our partners, Peter, is we actually have a back office that will train the bird dogs for you. So we will train them on how to do the direct mail on their own, or the Craigslist stuff on their own, or even Post-it notes, driving for dollars and looking for vacant houses. So there's systems in place that you can use to start training your own army of bird dogs. Awesome. Really good. So guys, if you're interested in getting more information about how to partner with us and let us train your bird dogs for you and show you the power of that, go to peterandjoe.com, peterandjoe.com, and you can learn more about the coaching and the partnering marketing program that Peter and I have. We are actually partnering with people all over the country. We're doing the marketing for them. We're setting their systems up, giving them the websites, the bird dog systems, all of that good stuff in a complete done-for-you package, and it's really awesome. I'm proud of it. Got a lot of people doing a lot of deals. And you fill out that application on that page, and Peter will call you, get on the phone, and see if you're a good fit. And I encourage everybody to do that. Go to peterandjoe.com. So, Peter, another good episode. Brilliant at the basics. You are, my friend, the most brilliant person I know at the basics.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot. We'll take care. We'll
Thanks.
see you later. Bye-bye.